attacked your uncle, who's my father, Noel St. Laurent, a defenseless 91-year-old man, on the doorsteps of his home and beat him to death with a hatchet after my father had ordered you off his property. For this, you were indicted for first-degree murder, and that's the crime some of us would like to see you held accountable for. We don't agree with the plea deal you've made with the state. That deal would allow you to file for a sentence reduction hearing in 22 years from the day you committed the murder, when you were arrested, still on the property. This was the second violent attack that you've been arrested for in less than 1 year. On July 17th, 2010, you were arrested for attacking another man with a knife and a homemade club at his home in Wilton, New Hampshire. Felony charges for that attack were reduced through a plea agreement to 2 Class A misdemeanors, and you were given suspended sentences. If you'd been held accountable for the crimes you committed that day and sentenced according to state guidelines, you would have possibly been in jail the day you murdered my father. There was nothing gained in that plea deal. If you're held accountable this time and tried for the crime you committed, first-degree murder, you would be sentenced to the mandatory life in prison without the possibility of parole, rather than the 33 years to life, with a sentence reduction hearing in 22 years that you and the state have agreed to if you plead guilty to second-degree murder. You are a very bitter 45-year-old who is set in his ways, and I don't believe you can be rehabilitated. It takes a different kind of being to do what you did, and you'll be a threat to any defenseless person as long as you are alive. There is no closure for the family in this plea agreement, being given credit for the time served while waiting. In 21 years and 4 months, our phones will ring, and it'll be the Justice Department informing us of a sentence reduction hearing for you. No one can give us a guarantee that you won't be released early after that hearing. At that time, you'll be the age I am now, and I don't consider myself to be old. If you're not released, then you'll be allowed to file for another hearing every 3 years, and our phones are going to keep ringing. There is no closure for this deal, but for us in this deal. You beat my father, a 91-year-old man, to death by hitting him on the head at least 15 times with a hatchet. You had to continue hitting him after he was on the ground. The last thing I was told he said was, "Gloria, call 911. So he saw you coming and he knew what you were going to do. At that point, he knew he was about to die. You didn't give him a chance. I don't feel the sentence that you and the state have agreed to is proportionate to the crime you committed. I'm asking the judge, the Honorable Kenneth Brown, to throw this plea agreement out and the defendant face fate put in the hands of the jury, and let the whole truth be known to all those who have the right to know it."
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Shame on all.